Viewers, welcome once again to another edition of the Daily Bread Devotional. Today, we are going to look at Genesis chapter 6. We're going to look at the sons of God in Genesis chapter 6 and the daughters of men. Reading from Genesis chapter 6, verse 1, and it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and the daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them. The same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repented me that I have made them. Hallelujah. It repented the Lord that he has made man. Now let us look at these verses again. Say, and it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them. When the Bible said, when men began to multiply, the Bible is referring to the descendants of Cain. It is the descendant of Cain that the Bible termed as men. And the daughters of men are the daughters born to the descendants of Cain. You know, if you go back to Genesis chapter 4, verse 16, and Cain went out from the presence of the Lord and dwelt in the land of Nod, and on the east of Eden. And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Enoch. And he builded a city, and called the name of the city after the name of his son Enoch. And unto Enoch was born Irad, and Irad begat Mahujael, and Mahujael begat Methuselah, and Methuselah begat Lamech. So the Bible said that Cain went out from the presence of the Lord. After Cain killed Abel, his brother, God passed judgment on Cain and, cursed him to be a fugitive. Then Cain, being possessed by the devil, being used by Satan himself, departed from the presence of God. So Cain went away from the presence of the Lord. Let's read it. Verse 16 of this chapter 4. It said, and Cain went out from the presence of the Lord and dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Eden. Going out of the presence of the Lord, what it means that Cain decided to take himself off from the government of God. Cain decided that he has nothing to do with God anymore. He will no longer live under the commandment of God. He will no longer live under the watch of God. So he went out of the presence of the Lord and went and built a city. Inspired by Satan, he built a city and started the civilization. Most of the things we are using today are started. The origin came from Cain. Sorry. So Cain was, the descendants of Cain were termed as the men, the children of men. The children of men. So the daughters were born unto them. It means daughters born to the children of Cain. They were the children of men. In verse 2 of Genesis 6, it says that the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they choose. So the sons of God are the godly line of Adam through Seth. Seth was born after Cain has killed Abel. And Seth was a replacement of Abel. He was the righteous one. And it was through Seth that God is going to advance the course of his program. So the children born to Seth were the people called the sons of God. Because during this time, the children of Seth are still living under the umbrella of God. They are still living under the shadow of God. They are still living under the commandment of God. So they are still reverencing God and praying, hoping that one day God will remember them and take them out of the suffering brought about by the sin of Adam. So they were living on the mountain at the cave of treasures. But Cain left after he killed Abel. He left and went and built a civilization of his own inspired by Satan. So this civilization was thriving. He said that, and the Lord, verse 2 says that the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they choose. They took them wives because at a point, Cain and his descendants were developing things. They were creative. They were, advancing the worldly civilization. They were advancing civilization. They created music. They created, weapons. They created all sorts of things. So life was bubbling in the camp of Cain. And when the children of Seth sat from the mountain and saw the children of men, the daughters of men, dancing naked, partying, drinking, eating, doing all sorts of the worldly stuff, they have become attracted. The children, the sons of God become attracted to the daughters of men. And gradually, watching them from the mountain, from the cave of treasure, what is going on, the music, the partying, the dancing, and all those, the drinking, the drugging, and all sort of things that we see in the world today, it started from Cain, from the children of Cain. And gradually, after many years, God's Spirit was still convicting the sons of God, convicting them, so they still have the fear of God. But as time goes on, one by one, they start sneaking down, testing the life that is in the other side, testing the life that is taking place in the camp of the children of men, which is the children of Cain. And gradually, they become drawn into them, and they married women, they married the daughters of men, and the demarcation, the separation was no more there. God, sanctification is all about separation. God wants us to separate ourselves from sinners. And when there's no more separation, God's Spirit decided to leave man. And God said in verse 3, and the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years. So now God withdraw his spirit from man, because man has become flesh. The sons of God has mixed up with the children of men, with the daughters of men, and there's no more separation. They become one. So today, that is why the world are living together. The tares and the wheat, they are living together, until Jesus came and brought about the same separation again. Jesus came and died for our sins, that we, through him, will be restored to that original plan of God that he had planned for humanity that Adam sold off. So Jesus restored us back, and he demanded that we will continue. That separation has to be there. The Bible said that that darkness and light has nothing in common. So when you come to Christ, you become a child of light. So you become a son of God. That sons of God that were swallowed in the world has come back again to existence. So if you go to the book of Romans chapter 8, verse 19, Romans 8:19, the Bible talked about the sons, the expectation of creation concerning the sons of God. So Romans 8, verse 19. It says, for the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of God. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who had subjected the same in hope, because the creatures itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption unto the glorious liberty of the children of God. So the creation, the earnest expectation of the creation are waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God. The sons of God are lost in the cave of treasure when the children of Seth mixed up with the children of Cain. So now again, the creation are still yielding and waiting for the manifestation of this creature, these sons of God, because it is the sons of God that will bring the creature from its bondage of corruption. God has a principle that if angels cause the problem, angels will sort it out. If God caused the problem, God will sort it out. If man caused the problem, man sort it out. If the sons of God cause the problem, the sons of God will sort the problem out. So the creation are waiting for another group of sons of God. The first sons of God that we know, they failed. But there will be another sons of God that will rise. That will rise and live separately, consecrate themselves to God. And it will be them that will deliver the world from the bondage of corruption. The creature, there are many other entities that share our creation, that are part of our creation. Their voice are being heard. Even though we don't hear their voice, things we call inanimate objects, we think they don't have a voice. But in God, all are living. All is alive in God. Every creature of God is alive in God. So that we don't hear the voice of the plants, we don't hear the voice of the stones, we don't hear the voice of the sands, we don't hear the voice of the trees and the birds and all this. That we don't hear doesn't mean that they don't communicate. And they were also the victims of man's sin. What man did affected them. They are groaning, they are crying, they are asking God, when are we going to be delivered? And God has promised them that a group of the sons of God will arise, which will deliver the world from the bondage of corruption. And Jesus came to raise those sons of God. And if you are a child of God, you are part of these sons of God. But are you ready to consecrate yourself? Are you ready to separate yourself and live under the government of Christ, so that you will have the ability to deliver the world from the bondage of corruption? God is looking for those who will consecrate themselves. God is looking for those who will set themselves apart for him to use. In that Genesis, the Bible said that the Spirit of God, God said that my spirit will no longer contend with man. But now, through Jesus Christ our Lord, the Spirit are restored unto man. The Spirit of God are working out the purpose and plans of God. Because the Bible says that it is God that willeth in us to do his good will, to do his good pleasure. It is not in us to do good, but the Spirit of God in us will inspire us. It will cause us to do good. It will cause us to do the will of God. If only we will submit to God and live under the government of God. I pray that after hearing this, you will determine to live for God. You are part of the sons of God that will liberate creation from its bondage. You are one of those people that God is relying upon. God is counting on you to carry his purpose through on earth. God cannot come and perform the act himself, because God, after creation, he gave man the authority. He excluded himself from the authority on the world. he made himself to be exclusively spirit. And being a spirit, before God can affect anything on this planet Earth, he has to use a flesh, somebody that has a flesh. Anybody that has not got flesh has not got any mandate to operate on this world. And that is why Satan used the serpent. He borrowed the body of serpent to deceive Adam and Eve, because Satan himself hasn't got the right, he hasn't got the legitimate right to operate in this planet, because Satan is spirit. But he used the body of serpent and was able to deceive Adam and Eve. So today, God is using your body, God is using my body. That is why his spirit, he gave us his spirit to dwell in us, so that through us, through our body, he can manifest his purpose on earth. He can fulfill his plans. Through our body, God can fulfill his purpose on this world, and it will deliver the world from the bondage of corruption. The creation are crying. The creation are groaning. They are under bondage. They are under bondage that man put them in. And they are crying to God and saying, when are we going to be delivered? Where are your sons that you promised that you're going to raise a group of sons of God that will deliver them from the bondage of corruption? So their expectation continues until the sons of God arise. Can you be part of the sons of God? Can you say to God, here am I, send me? Can you say to God, here am I, use me? In Isaiah chapter 6, Isaiah saw a vision of God crying, who shall we send, and who shall go for us? And Isaiah was able to answer, here am I, send me. Can we go to Isaiah 6? So it would be good for us to read it. God is waiting for you to say yes to him. Isaiah chapter 6 verse 1, it says, in the year that King Uzziah died, I saw also the Lord sitting upon a throne, high and lifted up, and his train filled the earth. Above it stood the seraphims, each one had 6 wings. With twine he covered his face, and with twine he covered his feet, and with twine he did fly. And one cried unto another, and said, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. And the post of the door moved at the voice of him that cried, and the house was filled with smoke. Then said I, woe is me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of people of unclean lips. For mine eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts. Then flew one of the seraphim unto me, having a live coal in his hand, which he had taken with the tongues from the altar. And he said, he laid it upon my mouth, and said, Lo, this hath touched thy lips, and thy iniquity is taken away, and thy sin purged. Also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send, and whom will go for us? Then said I, Here am I, send me. Here am I, send me. God is looking for who to send. God is looking for who shall go for them, for us. Who shall go for him? Who will be his representative on earth? Who will be his ambassadors on earth? Who will speak his words on earth? Who will do his will on earth? There are some controversy sometimes that think that the sons of God in Genesis 6 are referring to angels having an affair with the children of men, but that is not true, because the Bible told us that angels don't marry. They are not given in marriage. So angels are not given in marriage. So the sons of God, even though there are some places where the Bible refers to angels as the sons of God, but in this case, as far as it had to do with marriage, it's not angels, it's talking about the children of Seth, because sons, the angels do not marry. Sons of God, the heavenly angel, the angels that don't marry, they don't give birth, they are not given in marriage. They don't give offsprings. So the sons of God here, don't confuse it with the sons of God in the book of Job. Because the sons of God here means the children of the godly lineage of Adam, while the sons of men, the daughters of men, are the daughters of the ungodly lineage of Cain. So the giants, speaking in this very passage, they are not as a result of the union of the sons of God and the daughters of men. Then the giants have been there. The Bible did not tell us the origin of the giant. So we are not going to dabble into the origin of the giant. We are not going against the word of God. So we don't know how the giant originated. God knows how to read. What the Bible said, that it said that there were giants in those days. So it didn't tell us that giant came from the union of the sons of God and the daughters of men. There were giants in those days. It didn't tell us how the giant come about. So if any man teaches you that this giant come from this union of the sons of God and children of men, the person did not understand the Bible. So discard such a teaching. It doesn't come from them. So now the sons of God and the children of men, the sons of God are the sons of the godly lineage of Seth, the son of Adam, and the children of the godly lineage of the ungodly lineage of Cain. So after he has separated himself from God. So with this, I'm sure you have learned something from today's exposition. Join us next time in the next edition of the Daily Bread. Thank you for sparing your time and listening to this exposition. I pray that you will be part of the sons of God that will liberate this generation, that will liberate creation from the bondage of corruption. May God bless you.